Hello, viewers, and welcome to InfoGist TV. Ahead of the possible passage of the 49.70 trillion naira 2025 budget proposal this week by the National Assembly, the deputy spokesman of the House, Rep. Philip Agbese, has given reasons why some agencies considered very critical to the nation's socio-economic development have been penciled down for improved fundings in the 2025 fiscal year. Speaking during an interview in Abuja, Agbese said that the House is making a case for improved funding for the National Identity Management Commission, the National Youth Service Corps, and the Nigerian Defense Academy in 2025 budget proposal, adding that the other government agencies are likely to benefit from this too, while reiterating the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas-led House commitment to playing its part in birthing a new Nigeria. The lawmaker enjoined Nigerians to be hopeful, noting that the current hardship being felt across the country will soon give way to national prosperity. He said, "We are making a case for improved funding for the National Identity Management Commission, the National Youth Service Corps, and the Nigerian Defense Academy in 2025 budget proposal. Other government agencies are likely to benefit from this too." NIMC has become a critical government agency. In the past few years, a lot of Nigerians may not know how critical the agency is, but we can't talk about a national data bank without empowering that commission. They came up with a robust projection for 2025, but they can only deliver if they are empowered to train their staff members and acquire the latest technological devices critical to the work they do. Without the NIMC, the war against terrorism will be difficult for the government and the security agencies. According to him, the time has come for reforming the NYSC scheme, given its contributions to the nation's workforce and in needs in both the public and private sector. The idea of the NYSC must be sustained, which informed the decision to demand adequate flooring corps funding. It is too early to disclose the amount we have agreed on, but it is important to note that the National Assembly is not happy with the state of the NYSC. We have to fund it better to meet the needs of corps members. During their service years, they gave a lot to the nation in a way that cannot be explained easily, he added. He made a similar argument for the NDA, noting that at the time, terrorists continue to come up with new strategies despite the gallantry of our troops. We cannot but devise means to outwit them. One of the ways to do this is to improve the fundings of the institutions charged with the mandate of building the capacity of our security personnel to tackle emerging security challenges. In all this, we also realize that the budget envelope system is not enough to meet the capital expenditure needs of most of these agencies. If you recall, when the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, appeared before the House Committee on Defense to defend the ministry's budget, one of the things he complained about was the paltry allocation of 50 billion naira in the 2025 budget proposal. It is the same story for other agencies of government. He also noted that foreign missions deserve commendations for their services to the nation, adding that the House has agreed to an upward review of their budget estimates. Recall that in the 2025 appropriation bill presented to the National Assembly on December 18, 2024 by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was allocated 66.88 billion naira for capital expenditure and 286.88 billion naira for recurrent non-debt expenditure. While the federal government may not be able to meet this in a single financial year, and in line with the Fiscal Responsibility Act and the medium-term expenditure framework approved by the Parliament, the ministry and its mission should receive at least 500 billion naira. We must also consider the impact on stable exchange rate. Meanwhile, the Arewa stakeholders demand resignation of NNPCL boss Mele Kyari after attaining mandatory retirement age, vowed to shut down the office in Abuja. The Arewa Accountability Network has called for the immediate resignation of Mele Kolo Kyari, the Group Chief Executive Officer, GCEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, citing his attainment of the mandatory retirement age. In a statement signed by its coordinator Samuel Udu, the group argued that Kyari, who recently turned 60, should step down in line with Nigerian civil service policy, which mandates retirement at either 60 years of age or after 35 years of service, whichever comes first. The group further criticized Kyari's leadership of NNPCL, particularly regarding fuel challenges and pricing policies, which they claim had worsened economic hardship for Nigerians. They alleged that fuel queues had returned across the country despite the high cost of petrol, causing untold sufferings to citizens. Odu urged the Nigerian government to enforce civil service regulations and ensure a leadership transition at the NNPCL. It is crucial to acknowledge that the rules governing the civil service are designed not only to foster order within public institutions but also to ensure a continuous injections of fresh ideas and leadership when necessary, the latter stated. The Arewa group argued that Kyari continued leadership undermined the integrity and credibility of the civil service system. They also criticized his administration's handling of fuel availability and pricing, which had led to economic hardship for Nigerians. Fuel queues have become a common sight across the nation, even with the elevated prices for these essential resources. As the head of the NNPCL, it is your responsibility to ensure that the operation and distribution of fuel meets the needs of Nigerians. Regrettably, your administration has undoubtedly failed in this regard, leading to pervasive dissatisfaction and economic strain on our citizens. The group questioned the timing of Kyari's recent announcements regarding the commencement of crude oil processing at the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. They suggested that the announcement may be a distraction for his impending resignations. In light of your pending retirement, the recent announcement regarding the commencement of crude oil processing at the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries raises eyebrows. This seems to be a calculated move aimed not at genuinely addressing the challenges of the Nigerian oil sector, but rather as a distraction from the reality of your impending resignations and the continued struggles faced by your tenure. The coordinator urged Kyari to resign with immediate effect, citing the need to respect the civil service rules and restore the faith of Nigerians in their governing institutions. We implore you to reflect on the implications of your continued leadership. Your lengthy service has been marked by strained relationships with both citizens and other stakeholders. Therefore, it is only prudent and dignified for you to step down from your position as the CEO of NNPCL, respecting the healthy boundaries set forth in the civil service mandate, he said. They warned that if Kyari failed to resign, they would mobilize and shut down the NNPCL towers. Should you choose not to resign, we will rally together as members of the Arewa Accountability Network to take a stand for what is right. We will have no choice but to mobilize and shut down the NNPCL towers until the sanctity of our civil service rules is maintained, Adu added.